updates and so on. Welcome to live. We're going to get into the Amazon dropshipping product research. I'm going to do some beginner dropshipping research and explain the differences and so on. And then, but we'll get to 10. I'm not sure if I could do 10 beginners in an hour, beginner products. But yeah, just let me know if you can hear me, please. Smash the like button. Say you can hear me. And I'm tired. So let me give you some updates, right, guys? The past 3 or 4 days, we've been moving. I know I still have a white thing behind me. We've been moving to a bigger space because during COVID, before COVID, we had an office. Everyone worked in the office. After COVID, I sent everyone at home, and I personally don't like people working at home 100%. Thanks, DSM. I personally don't like people working from 100%. So we moved into a bigger space, and there's like a training section and space for a studio and so on. So that's what's been going on the past like 3 or 4 days. So I've been tired doing that. Also, I think it was Friday night. Those of you guys who've been waiting on the update, what's up? Those of you guys who've been waiting on the videos with the training on Entrepreneur Zone, Charlie and I did an all-nighter, I want to say Thursday night, and finished all the missing videos. What's up, Andrea? What's up? Finished all the missing training videos, and Nelson has been rendering them yesterday and today. So those 11 missing videos for the Amazon course that's on Entrepreneur Zone should be up either midday today or by the end of today for sure. Like, they're just being rendered. So that's what's been going on the past couple of days. We onboarded most of the done for you clients. Eric, who's usually on the live, I'm not sure if he's here now. His account has been doing pretty good. I plan to have him on the channel. Alex's account got suspended again, and we got it unsuspended. That account is going through hell, but it's still alive and it's selling. We fulfilled some orders yesterday, and I'll give you guys an update on that. And Alex and I need to have a call and do another video on that. Joseph, the Asian dude, his account is doing pretty good. We'll have an update on that. And there are a couple others. Colleen, good morning, Colleen. Colleen think I abandoned her. We had so Colleen is in Canada. And I just give you guys updates on what's actually been going on the past couple of days. Colleen is from Canada. Well, she's Jamaican from Canada, selling US. When we first got the account onboarded, I'm not going to put him on blast, but the employee left both the Canadian marketplace and the US marketplace open. We made 2 sales on the Canadian marketplace. We canceled one. Colleen helped us fulfill the second one, which is insane, and I'm not going to go into how. But that also happened. And yeah, like, we have accounts that are selling and all this stuff, and we'll start doing that. We recorded last week a ton of videos for you guys, so that's coming out this week. And there are 14 of you guys watching the video, so you should smash the like button. We're going to cover, so funnily enough, I run a done for you business, right? And we have a number of clients who are non-US. So we have this dude from, where's Pritchie from? From Finland. We have a couple from Mexico. We have a guy from Guatemala. And what they do, and I'm physically in Nicaragua. I'm in Nicaragua. And what they do is you need a US corporation, which is not that expensive. If you are in one of the countries that is allowed to sell on Amazon, you could simply get, I think Qatar is allowed to sell on Amazon. I could check, but I think so. But if you are from a country that's allowed to sell on Amazon, what happens is you just open an Amazon account normally. You use a US corporation. You are the owner of a US corporation. You get a bank account with Mercury Bank. That is one of the main like bank that gives US business bank accounts to foreign business owners, and they don't have to be in the US to get the bank account. If you want to get stuff like Bank of America and TD Bank and those bigger banks, they don't facilitate foreign owners unless you physically fly to the US and you walk into the bank. But Mercury Bank is the only one that will work. TransferWise is another option, but I prefer Mercury Bank. It's an actual bank, right? TransferWise works, but it's a little different. You can't. Well, if you can't, okay, so this is the problem. The reason why you have to be, and I'm taking question answers in the beginning because I know I wasn't online for a while. The reason why you need to be from a country that Amazon accepts it is because you can still get the corporation, you can still get the bank account, you can still get the paperwork required by Amazon. But when Amazon wants to verify your identity using your passport from that country is not going to work. And unless you're planning to steal the identity of someone else, as in getting a stealth account, there's no other, you're going to have to find someone in one of those countries or a partner or something in a country that allows you to sell. Because like we have this dude, where's Naru from? Naru's from Kyrgyzstan or something. And his brother, that's another done-for-you client. His brother lives in the US. So that's how he does it. So guys, if you knew, opening the LLC in the US and a bank account is pretty straightforward. Like we need to do a course on entrepreneurs on how to do that. But anyway, if you're new to the live, smash the like button. We're gonna get into product research, Amazon dropshipping product research. In the description, if we give away in these lives, we do something where we do a giveaway. If you share this link on any social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, so you take the link, you share it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter, you take a picture of where you shared it, you send the picture of where you shared it to mark@dsg.com. I just put my email in the description, and we choose someone to win a number of things. We give away a year of Entrepreneur Zone, which will be finally complete today with the Amazon course. We're giving away 2 months of OA Genius, the software that I do product research with. And I plan to open the inner circle again within the next couple of months. It'll be maybe $1,000. It'll just be 10 people that I train live, like 4 to 6 weeks. So we actually go through live. So you get the training on Entrepreneur Zone where you can do it yourself. If you want me to be there for 1 to 2 hours every week for 4 weeks, we'll open that up again. And that will be also something we'll be giving away to anyone to share the link. So if you want to be part of the giveaway, share the link on any social media platform, take a picture, a screenshot of where you shared it, and even if you see this one is not live, still do it, send me the email. I can't access Entrepreneur Zone. Ahmed, send me an email with the email you used to sign up for Entrepreneur Zone, please. So any other questions before I get into the product research? So if you hear smash the like button, I'm open to questions, anything about Amazon dropshipping, Amazon product research. If you want us to manage your account, there's a link in the description to done for you. We have like a training facility now, so we systematically train in 5 people a week and then trying to figure out who fits and who doesn't fit. So we have a different structure, but when we have a trained person, we would take on new accounts. What else? If you want to join Entrepreneur Zone, that's in the description as well. Bazard, we have clients from Canada. That's pretty straightforward. Thanks, E82. Yeah, share through your social media. Okay, I'll continue with the questions because I know you guys, I like the question and answer. So let me explain what OA Genius does. Because I think I didn't take the time, and I'll explain it from my perspective and I'll explain it from the client's perspective as well. So OA Genius there are two parts of OA Genius. There's OA Genius Sage and there's OA Genius Gravity. OA Genius Gravity is a piece of software, a Chrome extension, that you go to the supplier site, and that's what I'm doing all the time, and it goes through hundreds, if not thousands of products in minutes and tells you if it's profitable or not, and it saves you way more time than anything else. And there's a link to the trial in the description. That piece of the software is $75. But what's up, Eric? I just spoke about you because your account is actually doing pretty good. That Gravity is like $75, and it may seem expensive, but we ran done for you accounts for like 3 years without that software, and the time saving, you cannot compare it. And that's just the Gravity side of things. The Sage, no, so Colleen, it doesn't. What Jungle Scout does on Amazon, Jungle Scout shows you the sales volume and the type of sale it is. And when you're only using that and you go on Amazon and you use Jungle Scout, what would happen is you have to manually figure out what is selling and using sales rank and that type of stuff. So it doesn't save the same amount of time. So that's just the Gravity part of it. The Sage part of it now keeps track of your sales, how much you paid in taxes, how much you paid in shipping, your profit. It has an auto orderer for Walmart, and it has the price tracker for all of the items listed. Previously, we used to use SKUGrid, a little bit of Web Scraper app, and Ecom Solutions, right? Those are other similar pieces of software. But we would also have to use a ton of Excel spreadsheets to keep track of listings, keep track of profits, keep track of sales. And then we're producing a sales report from these Excel spreadsheets. And the man hours it takes to produce the Excel spreadsheets, keep track of profits, and then the error that is possible by too many humans being involved in these keeping records, that also justifies the price that Sage cost. And I'm saying all of that because OA Genius is a relatively expensive piece of software, and I get it. With Gravity and Sage, you're paying $220 a month. And a lot of people on YouTube, like the influencers and stuff, try to give you the cheapest solution possible, but the cheapest solution possible is not always the best solution. Half of the reason why I stopped the Amazon course on Entrepreneur Zone and didn't complete it and had to do the 11 or 12 videos over is because previously we did not use OA Genius. And as soon as I noticed the value of it, it was difficult to justify training a ton of people on stuff that I used to do. So I'm explaining not just OA Genius, but like the trainer on Entrepreneur Zone and all this stuff. How do you think it costs to start an LLC and bank account in the US for Amazon business? So in Florida, if you pay directly to the state, an LLC is $120. The virtual office is $7 a month. The bank account is free. You could go through the process of getting your own EIN number that as a foreigner, but that will take you 2 weeks to a month. There are services that get you the EIN faster. That would take 24 hours to a week. So, I mean, the price, if you do it yourself and you do the research online, which is not that complicated, you might spend $200. If you, what's up, Monique? You know the drill, Monique. Like the video if you can, share it on any social media platform, and you are one of the winners. I just have to send you your prize, but you can win again. Share the link on any social media platform and email it to me. So you could either, if you do the research and you do it yourself, you'll end up spending $200-300. There's services out there. The virtual address is from any. So a couple of things. There's services that charge you anywhere from $1,000 to like $3,000. Like we do it for people for like $500-600, depending on the state. Like our clients, we've had to do it for some of our clients. So that's something that we've been doing for a while. The virtual address is $6.99 a month from Anytime Mailbox. They go through a process where they verify your passport and all that stuff. You register, so you get the address, you verify with your passport and stuff, and then you get the corporation at that address, and then you go through all the process. My supplier said he will drop ship for me to Amazon customers, but said I need to make my own listings. That's perfect, Andrea. Andrea, that is nuts. Andrea, do me a favor. Can I have a call? I know exactly who you are. You're doing private label stuff. Not so? If I remember correctly. You're doing private label stuff, and you were thinking about drop shipping. Not so, Andrea? Am I right? If I'm right, let me know. And I'd like to have a call with you to answer some of those questions. Because I could share with you some stuff that we actually do and did. And I think it would reduce some of your worry. So let me know. I'll do a call with you. Let me get into the product research. But I'll do a call with you because that's an interesting situation you're in. And I don't think you realize the opportunity. So do me a favor and shoot me an email. And I can answer some of those questions. All right, guys. So I'm getting into the product research. Let me see what's going on. All right, so a lot of you guys were saying that I'm not doing. Aina Ahmed, send me an email to Mark at DSGNE. I will talk about that. All right, so a lot of you guys were saying that I do a lot of product research, but not for beginners. And I want to, Zoro is one of the companies that we use on beginner accounts for the done-for-you service. If you want us to manage your account, there's a link in the description. But if you're doing Amazon product research as a beginner, you can use Zoro. The good thing with Zoro is they ship fast. They're okay with providing invoices. You have to go through the do not sell brands list that is on Entrepreneur Zone. There's a link to that description as well to make sure you don't sell the brands that you're not allowed to sell. The funny thing is Zoro actually drop ships a lot of their items directly from the supplier. So although you may not find huge margins, the fact that they drop ship from the supplier, a lot of those items go in like a non-branded box and invoice and so on. So that is one of the reasons that you kind of get away with using them a lot more than other suppliers. So that's all the good things. The challenging thing though is that it is harder to find high volume selling items because they have a smaller inventory than, let's say, Walmart or Home Depot. And that's just the reality of things, right? When our guys are doing, like on Eric's account, Eric is on the line. On Eric's account, Eric, we are selling a number of items from Zoro. I think yesterday we sold 7 of something. I'm not going to say what it is. From Zoro, and they were all profitable. And Charlie was able to find the items, and you could find items. It's just going to take you a little more time. So I like to find 10 items when I do these live videos. I don't know if I can find 10 items in Zoro in 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. And I'm just saying all of that for you guys. So when you guys are doing the product research, you kind of know where you stand and what to expect and how hard it's supposed to be. But it still is worth doing because you can find items and they are like friendly, like drop ship friendly, and they do work for beginners. So let me get into, let's see what we could find. What do I want to try? Vehicle maintenance, safety, tools. I guess we could try tools, power tools and accessories. The challenge with some of the power tools is like DeWalt. You generally can't sell DeWalt. That's one of the biggest brands in power tools. But we might be able to find some stuff. So guys, when I'm doing I'll answer questions after, guys. But Ahmed, email me to mark@dfg.com and I'll check the email. But yeah, so I'm doing product research, guys, so I'll take the questions after. Because I want to see if as I said, I don't think I could find 10. For instance, Milwaukee, some of the items you get to sell, but Milwaukee, and if you're a seasoned account, but Milwaukee has a store on Amazon. DeWalt, as I showed you, is one of the bigger brands. So, categories. Let's try just because this is obscure. I don't want to go into some of the obvious brands, obvious categories. So there are 5,293 items, okay? I personally want to order them. Let me see. I guess relevance, because I don't want by price. I don't like the fact that there's a whole 5,000. What price? And so you also have to know that free shipping starts at $75. That doesn't mean that you can't find profitable items below it. So let me stick to the cheaper items because those are generally higher moving items. So I'm going to choose only items under $100, especially because this video is mainly for beginners. Right, so now out of items from $0 to $100, there's 2,623 results. So now I go to the OA Genius Chrome extension. There's a link to this in the description, guys. I'm going to go in here. I only want FBM. I want estimated shipping. The interesting thing is, so let me explain something. Zorro, you charges sales tax. You can be tax exempt. One of our done for accounts, Eric, as well, the same guy that's on the live, I think he has tax exempt now on Zorro. If I'm not mistaken, it's either him or Joseph. Who is it? But we've been able to get tax exempt on Zorro pretty quickly. So that's why I'm not clicking estimated tax. I want from 0 to, that's irrelevant, but you want a high number here. I stopped putting sales rank of 500,000 because it was getting a lot of items that just don't sell. So I lowered it to 300,000. And my net profit, I want items that make anything from $1 to $5,000. That doesn't matter. With these, and I hit apply, right? With these parameters, on the first page, there are 36 items, and it says that 7 of them fit. I could also hit extract all, and it will go through all 2,000 of the items on this page. Well, all 2,000 of the results. And in the corner here, as you can see, it's going 10, 11%. So let's do this. Let me stop sharing my screen and I'll take some more question and answers and let it go through all 2,000 of the products, and then we'll come back and see how many relevant items we could find. But I'm explaining all of this like this and a little more slowly because a lot of the lives that I do before, I feel like I didn't go through and explain certain value that the software adds and where you could why I use it and so on, and then doing a little slower and doing this extract all thing, it saves a boatload of time. So it's at 47%, right? So it's only going to take a couple minutes, but I'll still, let me do it. All right, guys. So 19 of you on the live, smash the like button. If you want to win a year of Entrepreneur Zone, or if you want to win 2 months worth of OA Genius, or, hold on, let me get some water. If you want to win a free space in my inner circle that we open in about a month, share the link to this video on any social media platform, be it Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and send me an email with where you shared it. If I live in Massachusetts, can I file for LLC in Florida since it's much cheaper? Yes, you can. And Monique, I'll explain why. Depending on how it's run. So let me explain yes and no. Right, Monique? When we do the done for you service, we manage the accounts. So we set up LLCs and corporations because the corporation in Florida is $79. We set up corporations for clients in Florida. One, because there's no state tax, state corporate tax, and two, it's cheap, and there's a number of things like already set up for the whole thing to work. The difference, the big difference, and you might think, why am I talking about it done for you? The big difference between it being set up like that and you setting it up and running your Amazon business is that the business, even if it's set up in Florida, now would have an employee, Monique, who is managing the account living in Massachusetts. If you see what I'm saying. So that kind of like changes the whole tax situation a little bit. Just because you are physically in Massachusetts. So yes, you can do it. But when you are, because you would be in Massachusetts, it changes things a little bit. You see what I'm saying? After I share the link of my show, where should I send you? Ahmed, after you share the link, send it to my email, mark@theashini.com, the screenshot where you shared it. If I want you to manage 2 Amazon stores for me, I need 2 LLCs. No. So a lot of the accounts that we manage, if the person is based in the US, does not require an LLC. You could set up an Amazon Pro selling account as an individual. Most of the LLCs that we set up is one, if the client just wants a different tax situation, or if the client is not in the US, then you need an LLC. If not, Rick, if you're based in the US, I don't know if you are, then you don't need an LLC. All right, so let me go back to sharing my screen. Okay, hold on. Let me see if this is done. So it's not done yet. It's still at 60%. It's gone through 1,500 items, 1,600 items so far, and 328 seem to be a match. So we'll get into that. Let me go back to the question and answers. Well, okay, no, that's okay. So being in Massachusetts makes your corporation a foreign entity because you aren't in business in the state. So Patrick, yes and no, right? So because it's a, why is this doing this? Yes and no. Because it's a drop shipping business, she's not really in business in Massachusetts either. There's no office, there's no stock, it could be set up as a corporation with an employee in Massachusetts, but there's no physical location in Massachusetts, if you understand what I'm saying. So with the dropshipping model is a little more flexible just because you're not holding any stock. So a business location, how you define the business location for tax purposes and all this stuff is a lot more flexible. Like for instance, and I wouldn't put him on blast, but I have a friend from one state that lives here in Nicaragua that drop ships, and he got residency in Nevada before he left because of Nevada's tax law. So because there are no physical employees in Nevada, and he isn't living in Nevada, and he's not in the US more than 30 days a year, there's certain tax benefits that come from that. And a lot of people may not go through the hassle of understanding tax law, working with a CPA to take advantage of these things, but the money that you save is pretty insane. Can both of the bank accounts that Amazon will use to transfer money be under the same name, or Amazon will detect? Okay, so Rick, you can open two Amazon accounts immediately, but if you have one Amazon account that's been running for 3 to 6 months properly, you could apply to get a second Amazon account. So Amazon technically does not restrict you from having only one account. They just go through a process of verifying or approving the account. I need chapstick. Being an AC all day is horrible. So a lot of people who don't want to go through the process of setting up of waiting for approval, just set up an account in like a family member's name or a corporation name or something like that. But if you want to wait and if you want to do it under how Amazon wants you to do it, you can do it like that. All right, so let me see if this is done. It's at 88%. So I have a couple minutes for a couple more questions. What is that, Bazard? What are you laughing at? Oh, girl, like, I don't know. So guys, if you're here on the live, smash the like button. We're doing product research, but I'm taking questions in between. In the description, there's a link to the free list of items to sell now. Download that. There's also a link to the sell list now. Keeper is cool. I've used that a little bit, but I don't use it a lot. There's a link to the new Facebook group. There's a link to Done For You. There's a link to Entrepreneur Zone. There's a link to OA Genius and Jungle Scout, the two pieces of software that I suggest that every Amazon dropshipper should use. Go check it out. I have a call with AMZ Scout Pro. I'm considering switching from Jungle Scout to them. What if the other store is under my friend's name? Can I link my bank account? So, Rick, if it's under your friend's name, you could create a business bank account and receive payments that way. All right, let me see if this is done. All right, so it's done. So it went through. So the software has gone through. All right, so let me show you what's happening, guys, so you guys will understand how this works. All right, so out of the 2,000 and whatever results on that page, right? The software said, so let me close it and show you. What I did is I'm just going through one category. I'm going through 2,623 results from that category with OA Genius. It took all of maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. And this is why if you expect to successfully or profitably make money consistently dropshipping on Amazon and the competition is using the software, you're going to lose. So you want to use the best tools possible. Out of those 2,600 and something results, the software says that it matched 2,442 of them. And out of those 242, 529 of them fit my criteria. Now, before we get into showing you what would sell, a lot of the images would show that they are not an actual match. That does tend to happen. But if you did not use these types of pieces of software, the process of finding items to sell would be to start on Amazon and work backwards, searching for the source. That process takes a lot longer to find. All right, so let me get into it. So this first one, $10. It says it's a match, but because of the profit margin and the image, I don't think so. I'm still going to check. So this is the Amazon link. This is the Zoro link. So it says, okay, I want I want a model number. So this says it's a pack of 20, right? This also says it's a pack of 20. This is the same brand. What I'm curious about, let me see, there are 3 people selling it. What I'm curious about is if it is the same. And this comes directly from Zara. It's in stock in Zara, so it ships in a day. So I want to see the model number. So it's 20, 15, 16ths of an inch. So this is not the same thing. The size of it is different. And these are the type of things that you have to go through because you don't want to end up listing an item. I've seen a situation where someone listed, jumped on a listing for a 7-foot ladder and made a mistake and fulfilled the orders with a 6-foot ladder. And as you could imagine, that was a disaster. Now, DeWalt is an interesting brand because DeWalt has a store, but a lot of the product, like one example, this product, right? 7 people are selling this product. I want to see if any of them are dropshippers. And I'll explain how I know if they're dropshippers or not. And all of these are things that are important if you're serious about dropshipping on Amazon. So I know it might seem boring, but all right. So if I look at the guys selling this item, all of them have feedback of like, look at this, 81,000, 5,000, 28,000, 4,000, 94,000. That's one. They have a ton of feedback. Secondly, they all have like 90s. Well, this one has a 70% feedback. But chances are he may be a dropshipper. But the amount of feedback that they have makes me know for sure that they're very seasoned accounts. The ones that have 90% and higher feedback, I don't think they're dropshippers. Most of those guys are FBA guys. And DeWalt also has a store on Amazon. So with this product in particular, if you have a very seasoned account, you generally are allowed to sell the brand, but although Zoro is a beginner supplier, you cannot sell this if you are a beginner. So this, I will add this as one, but this is not one that beginners can sell. Now, what I'm gonna do now is check Jungle Scout. I just kind of assume this item is selling because the sales rank is 11,000 and I added it to the buy list. But I want to confirm if this is selling with Jungle Scout. So if you guys are new to the live again, this is Jungle Scout. What this tells you is the exact sales volume of the item. It also tells you some of the times the type of seller. So as you notice from this item, this sells 22 times a day, 570 times a month, $28,000 a month. With Zoro, you could sell at the buy. Well, there's no buy box. With this strategy, you don't want to compete. You can't compete with a buy box because this item does not have a buy box. So if you're selling this item, you're going to have to sell it for $50, $49.99 to get some sales. But because of the sales volume of this item, you would get some sales. But remember, this item is not for beginners. And I know I started doing research for beginners, but as I mentioned earlier in the video, the challenge with some of these categories is stuff like DeWalt. You can't sell it. So this one is not even the same color. The margin is pretty good, but my guess is not the same item, just because the images are not the same. DeWalt, blah, blah, blah. What is this? A finished sander. Harm sander. I could check. Again, I could come back to these items because those are brands that beginners should not be selling. Let me check this one. So this is a sander. What I see initially, Makita has a store, right? So the brand owner has a store. But there are 9 people selling this item and there's a buy box. So that's interesting, right? All of these things are important to understand. Let's see the 9 people selling this item. No, I don't want the details. I want the 9 people selling the item. So I'm looking for 2 things. I'm looking for how much feedback they have. So I see 1,000, 2,000, 11,000, 400,000. I see one at 300, 6,000, 6,000. I see one at 700. So there are a couple guys selling that are not that experienced from their feedback, right? But I also noticed, so the one at 1,200 rating has a 69%. Chances are he's a dropshipper. Toolmart, I don't know because he's branded at Toolmart, but he has a 74%, right? This is 87 with a ton. This is 84. So I suspect that you can sell this item. I have to check, again, I have to check the do not sell list, but let me check with Jungle Scout. So this item sells 4 times a day, 8,000 times a month, and there are a number of people selling it. The fact that a number of people sell it along with the brand owner, a lot of times brand owners allow other people to sell their item. So let me I want to make sure the model number and all this stuff. So BO3710. Yeah, it's the same one. So you see here BO3710 on the Zoros. If you look up here, even on the page, it says BO3710, manufacturer number BO3710. So it's the same item. So that's another one. And I'm finally, that's 2 items? And one beginners could use, the other one can't. And I'm doing this and doing question and answers as well. As I said, I don't think I'll get to 10 items today because I can't stay much longer than an hour, and I'm doing the question and answer as well. And we moved and I have a lot of stuff to do, but let me see. This one I'm not even going to look at because the profit margin says $190. The Walt. No. So this off the bat says 1.5 inch, and here it says 1/4 3/8. So I'm not going to waste the time. And I try. Sometimes I may miss some things, right? Like this lock sander. I don't know. Let me see what that is. I don't know what that is. It's a cheap item. The sales rank is not that great. It's 100,000. But if it works, I could still make $5 a sale on a $20 item. But I don't even know. I already see EZ47SA and I see EZ684. So I already kind of know it's not the same item, just from the model numbers up here. I could do some extra work and look for this model number on Amazon, I guess, just for curiosity's sake. And these are the type of things that I do to, like, sometimes you find an item to sell, sometimes you just get more familiar with how the types of items that sell and types of brands that sell, so it's not a complete waste of time, but I wouldn't do this expecting to find a ton of things to sell, right? So when I search for that, I see this, that's a half. What is this? What's the size of this? I'm also not too excited because this item has bad reviews. So you don't want to sell some shit that you know is bad. So stay away from that. Let's continue. I'm going to do 10 more minutes, see what else I find. This is the Walt sander. Again, beginners can't sell that brand. Sorry to burst your bubble. Milwaukee. That's a cheap item. Some of the Milwaukee items, the Milwaukee is actually on the do not sell list, right, guys? But I will show you something. So beginners definitely shouldn't be selling it. I'm just checking, so I'm curious. Okay, this is what I'm. Listen, item. This is Milwaukee. Milwaukee is on the do not sell list, right? Milwaukee even has a store. It doesn't seem like they have a store on Amazon, so that's interesting. That's good to know. But I think you have, sometimes Milwaukee is gated some of the time. So let me see. This is 3.5 inch. How big is this one? I'm looking for the model number. 4890 2060. 4890. No, this is 4890 2040. So this is not the same item. I could also do this. I could look for the 2060, and I'm just curious. Look for the 2060 over here in Zoro. And sometimes you end up find, but they don't seem to have it. So let's move on. And I'm talking through what I'm thinking and how I'm going through this. So DWE 6420. This is 6421, not the same thing. And these are the type of mistakes that a lot of people make and get their Amazon account shut down. I'm talking through these things so you guys can understand. If you end up selling at 20 and someone else is dropshipping at 21, those are the type of mistakes that you ship the wrong item. Milwaukee Cord said the image seems similar, so I'll check it out. The sales rank is crazy. So this is Milwaukee. The manufacturer number is 22640215. And that's what I'm looking for over here. 2264, that's not the same thing. 11, is it? Hold on. 2264 2000. No, this is not 2000. And I continue. This is the same brand from earlier, but the size is 1/4 inch and 1/3 inch different. All of these look the same. Sales volume not great. There's a little bit of margin. Let me check this out. The sales rank is 170,000. So there's no even guarantee that it sells. The brand has a store, so I'm looking at that also. But I see it shipped from Light and Sales LLC. I see 12 people are selling the item. Let me see. It's the same. Let me see if it sells. I need to get some sleep. So off the bat, the images don't even look the same. Although the sizes are the same, the manufacturer number is 3522 35222 95209. That's what I'm looking for. This is 35222 952. So that's not the same. I'm curious to see if I can find this one in Zoro. But these are the things. This is what the job is. This is what my guys that do the done for you have to do. And this is what you guys who drop ship on Amazon, this is your part of this is your responsibility. So this is 41 bucks. This is 32. But you have shipping here, so that's not going to be profitable. So let's move on. Milwaukee. The margin is too high. Half inch, not the same. Not the same. Not the same. What if this? No, the margin on this is too crazy, dude. Margin too high. I could off the top. When I see crazy margins, chances are it's not the right thing. I'm gonna check this. I see 1.5 inch reinforced tool, blah blah blah. Let me check that. They have a store, 3 people selling it, but I still don't know if it's the same thing. No, because this is a Dremel 505 and this is a 456. I'm looking at the model numbers. So let me continue. The Walt, nope. 3-inch 10-pack oscillator blade. Let me see. This is the Walt, not the same. This one can be. Rotary drum, 1 piece. See the same, but the sales rank on this is 200,000. Not super excited, but let's see if it sells. So we're waiting on a couple of these items. So we have this. It's the manufacturer number. That's what I'm looking for. 635-0211-8210. 635-0215. I already know that this is not the same from the manufacturer number, so I'm not wasting my time. And this is what either yourself or your employee should be doing every day to find items to sell, guys. This is the job. This is the manufacturer number, 390. What's this one? So they don't have a store. This is the same one, 390. Perfect. So let's check to see if it sells. Remember, I wasn't too excited because of the sales rank, but it might sell. Right. So this item sells once a day. This is a perfect example. This item sells once a day. It's the exact same item, $200 a month. You're not hitting it out the park, but it sells. I list items. I tell my guys to list items that has sales. If it has 5 times a month, 10 times a month, list it. If it does not have sales, do not list it. So we see that it's selling here once a day, 15 times a month. FBM, fulfilled by merchant. So all the guys selling this are all shipping it out themselves, whether it's drop shippers or they buy this stuff in bulk. Okay? There is a buy box. The reason why I say there is a buy box is when you're drop shipping, especially competing with all other drop shippers or all other FBM sellers, you do not have to compete with price to win the buy box. I systematically stay a couple cents above the buy box and just try to run my business properly. And that's what we do for the Dunphy account, so we make profit, right? So, and this item ships out within 1 business day. I usually tell you guys to set up, and I tell my guys at the office, 5-day handling time. But the good thing about Zorro is that when you have these items that ship out in 1-day handling time, you can bring your handling time down on your Amazon account for this item to 3 days, 4 days, 2 days if you're ready to order this stuff as soon as someone buys it from you. And that is how you generate sales without fighting on price, without just jumping on and bringing price down. That's how, like, Aleda, one of the girls that manages the account, she made $50. I don't tell you to do this, but she made $50 on a $107 item. That is not going to happen if you're just fighting price. If all you're doing is lowering the price to win. All right. All right. So let's answer some quick questions. Do dropshipper accounts benefit from Prime Day? Most definitely. Prime Day. So guys, if you're here on the live and you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button. I only did 3 items to sell today, I think. I didn't get to the 5, but I'm doing a lot more question and answers. And this was a beginner. The 2 of the items were more for beginners. If you guys want to win a year of Entrepreneur Zone, share this video on any social media platform and send me a screenshot of the link where you shared it. If you want, you can also win 2 months of OA Genius. Dropshipping is dead. FBA works only. Okay. Okay, Hassan. I just did a video last week live with Jordan, who's the CEO of OA Genius, and they sold $64 million across the platform on Amazon in 3 months with dropshipping. So if you know any group of FBA sellers that have sold over $64 million on Amazon, then FBA works. Like the lack of logic in this industry drives me crazy. Why is a 35 margin too high? So when I see a $39 profit margin on an item that's like $60 or $80, chances are you find them sometimes, right? You find these diamonds in the rough sometimes. But generally speaking, you're not going to make $39 on an $80 item. And when you're trying to use my time as effectively as possible, and like OA Genius saves you a ton of time, and I have to properly manage my time within my product research period. So if I dedicate 3 hours to my day every day to doing product research and listing, I want to use that time as effectively as possible. And over time, I kind of get a feel and understanding for what to expect with sales rank and what margin I'm looking at and so on. So sometimes I could tell just from experience that match may not be a match because the profit margin too high for how much the item costs. So that's why I said that. Bro, give me discount for OA Genius. I don't know. I'll talk to Jordan. I'll ask him if there's a coupon we can give out. And Super Hassan, I want to know why you say dropshipping is dead. Big up from Morocco. All right, guys. So that's an hour. I'm keeping it live for an hour. So you see me tomorrow again for an hour. I have work to do. We just moved into a new place. I'll show you the new place at some point later. If you want to join Entrepreneur Zone, in the description. If you want free items to sell, that's in the description also. If you want to apply for Done For You, that's there. There's a new Facebook group. There is everything in the description. Check out the links in the description. There's the free trial for OA Genius, and there's a link to Jungle Scout. Peace.